So there's a lot of chatter about quarterbacks in particular, and one quarterback I want to talk about this hour. If you've been following along, you probably know where I'm going with this. Now, we have learned the Carolina Panthers have, quote, done their homework on 49er quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. They're better than me. I hated doing my homework. Did you like doing your homework? Did you? I didn't like doing my homework. No, I hate it. That's why I got a radio. If I was good at my homework, I would be like a lawyer or something. I'd be on TV, but I'm a radio guy. I hated the homework. Anyway, so get to the point, please. So these reports indicating that multiple teams are boldly waiting to learn more information about Garoppolo's status. He underwent surgery this offseason. The Niners continue to tell the media, they're useful idiots in the media, that, hey, we are prepared to hold on to Jimmy Garoppolo through the draft. He's got a $26 million salary. We'll keep him on the roster. A $26 million backup if it has to happen. Now that goes parallel to chatter that Trey Lance has been given the green light. He's been working out in the Bay Area and has been formally told that he's the man for the Niners going into next season. They will hand the keys to the kingdom to Trey Lance. That Jimmy Garoppolo's final performance will be puking, sucking at a time you cannot suck in the NFC Championship game, a game I was at, by the way. I saw with my own eyes. I was a witness. All right, so let us discuss the question. What are the odds that Jimmy Garoppolo will be the 49er player on their roster? What are the odds Garoppolo will be on the 49er roster when the regular season begins in 2022? So I will set the MALLE Sportsbook odds at plus 2,500. Now, if you're not good at math, or you just want me to tell you, that implies a less than 4% chance. A less than 4% chance. There's a 96% chance, over 96% chance that Garoppolo is not playing for the Niners anymore and shortly. So I've got lemon, halfway house, and overlappers. And we will connect everything together. Now, first of all right, Jimmy Garoppolo right now is in the twilight zone. Imagine, if you will, a world where a quarterback who's played in a Super Bowl is unwanted by everyone around the NFL. Even his current team doesn't want him. Well, we're witnessing that right now. We have seen a devaluation. Everything's about inflation, but there's been a devaluation about this guy. And the 49ers have already started payments on the new car, but they're having trouble selling the old one. It's been on the websites for many, many months here. Nobody's biting. No one's emailing you. No one's texting you. Nothing. And why is that? Well, it's very simple. Garoppolo is considered a lemon. It's not a case where you won't get a lemon. No, you got a lemon. He's a lemon. Now, he's got, Garoppolo, a substantial defect that the 49ers have to prove to other teams that can be fixed in a reasonable amount of time. And so far, they have been unable to do it. And those issues, those manufacturing issues with Garoppolo are the obvious surgery on his throwing shoulder. That's a big deal. Garoppolo also has a hand in this. He was in no hurry. Can't blame him. I wouldn't do it either. But he was in no hurry to go under the knife. This has annoyed some people around the NFL. He waited almost a month after he took a ride on the Vomit Comet against the Rams. He waited a month and a half before he had the surgery. So the Niners season ended in late January. He waited until March to have the operation. So that gap right there means that we won't know. Teams won't know. I don't care if I know. But teams don't know and will not know if Garoppolo is still damaged goods. He might even be ready for training camp. Now, there's some optimistic people saying he will, but there's no guarantee on that, the way they baby athletes these days. So he's a bridge to nowhere at this point. Now, secondly, what do you make of reports that Carolina has done their homework on Jimmy G? Well, I'd like you to go to the Weasel Words Handbook, page 77 of the Weasel Word Handbook. Doing your homework is a relative of mounting belief gaining traction, internal discussions, and per-league sources. Take it with a grain of salt. Carolina is seen as the trash chute of the NFL. There is a reason, and for our friends listening in Charlotte and all over the Carolinas, there's a reason here that both Baker Mayfield and Jimmy Garoppolo have been tossed out to Carolina. Let me get on my bully pulpit here. If you have a bad player, if you have a terrible contract, if you have a player that's got an injury issue, a player who's considered useless, who are you going to call? The Carolina Panthers. They are the halfway house of football. It is a reputation, that they have earned for a variety of reasons. You've got a coach who's on the hot seat, Matt Rule, who supposedly was putting feelers out to college teams about going back to college football, even though he's got a forever contract. The owner, David Tepper, who's worth $2.9 billion and is running a dysfunctional outfit. You toss in the stank from trading for Sam Darnold, the booby prize of the NFL, not only trading for Sam Darnold from the Jets, but then giving this guy, this Mama Luke, a fifth-year option. And you have all of the ingredients of the halfway house. So any rumor of a player that you want to get rid of, who are you going to go? You're going to call Carolina. It makes sense for the insiders to connect the dots to the Panthers because any dog with fleas, that franchise is a flea-bitten team. They'll fit right in. All right, final thought. So is it true that the 49ers have to dump Jimmy Garoppolo on the other side of the tracks before they go with Trey Young? I am nodding my head. Yes, thumbs up on that. Yes, you should not be overlappers. It's a bad look. Think of it like dating. Now, back in the day, I'm married, but back in the day when you're dating, right? You're out there doing your thing, and we've all known people. In my day, we called it having somebody warming up in the bullpen. All right, warming up in the bullpen. The Niners are ready to start a new relationship with Trey Lance, but they still haven't officially broken up with the old girlfriend, Jimmy Garoppolo. And so they got Lance warming up in the bullpen, but they've still got somebody on the mound. And that makes them overlappers. And that's a bad look. This is a debacle on multiple fronts. The Niners assumed the position they were going to get a first-round pick or a second-round pick for Garoppolo. Now they will be lucky if they get a couple of quarters and some pocket lint and maybe a paperclip at this point. And Trey Lance is not a sure thing. I mean, this is a debacle for many reasons, as we said, because Trey Lance is not a sure thing. And if Garoppolo is still around, he is going to be the boogeyman for the Niners. And and I have no skin in the game. I'm not a Niner fan. But we all know how this is going to work. That Garoppolo sticks around, and he will be breathing down the neck of Trey Lance. And the way this works, the Niners have to take the training wheels off, but that means you got to get rid of the old guy. Otherwise, first bad quarter, first bad half, first bad game. Ring, 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 ring. All the sports talk radio in the Bay Area. The Niners got to make a change. They got to go back to Jimmy G. Lance is not ready. Trey Lance is not ready. There'll be vitriol on social media. We got to bring somebody else in. Now, if Garoppolo's not on the roster, you can't do that. If he's on somebody else's roster and you have some mediocre, no-name backup, then you can't make that move. You got to clear out the old to make way for the new. Jimmy Garoppolo, his inventory needs to be given away. All right? Otherwise, Trey Lance does not get a fair shot. And this becomes a chicken crap situation. Now, we believe ultimately the 49ers will do that. They're talking a good game, and they're holding out hope that 10 days from now, when the NFL draft begins, somebody will play the crooked role. Right? By hook or by crook, Garoppolo will be repackaged for a couple of conditional draft picks, and that'll be that.